Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? And like, if you go to any mall or any shops in America, so I hope you're all doing well. And this song is playing at this time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year, or it's the most wonderful, choicest, happiest time of the year. And with that wish, I hope you all are doing very well and you're looking forward to 2025 as we are almost close to ending of 2024. So I will wait for a few more minutes and before I start this session. And today's session is all we know. It's going to be the stress free. I know what we call it as. To some people, it's impossible, but I'll tell you so many things today in this session. Please don't miss out that what you're not supposed to do. Because when we talk about happiness, a lot of people are probably discussing with you, you should do this, you should do that, you should, like practice this way, practice that way, and so on and so forth. But what I'll be discussing with you today, all something which you should not be doing because I truly and firmly believe that happiness is a choice. So you should not hold other people for your happiness. Like if, and I'll be discussing all the details, and in the end, I'll be discussing about my 5Ds, which don'ts again. So what I'm focusing today is like, if you truly want to be happy, and if the answer to that is yes, then what you should not be doing, because it's a kind of a skill or a talent which you can develop. Okay, so happiness should not be dependent on other people, external factors. It should be you. If you want to be happy, you have to make sure that how you can be happy in your life and what all things you should add to it. And the most important learning about being happy is what to not do. Please understand this. And I'll be talking so many topics today. I hope you pick one of them. And I want you to all write in the comment boxes like happiness is a choice. And if you make a choice, then you have to work towards it. Okay. I choose to be happy today. Right. I choose to be stress free today. All right. So I'll be giving you all the tools and the tips. This is going to be one of the most fascinating I think, topics which people would like to know because I am kind of deviating from what I should tell you to do. Rather, I'm telling you today what you should not do. So please pay attention till the end. And as you know, I'll come here on the weekly basis to give you some live topics. And if you have any suggestions, please put it on the comment boxes. I'll be taking up that next week. And with all that, let's get started. So, what are we talking today? So, we are talking that you are making effort to be happy and live stress free, right? We all want that because I can understand that most of my clients, when they come to me, they have this issue of how they bring more peace to themselves, how they can live stress free. And I think most of them, we all are, right? So we need to understand why are you not happy? Like that's the basic question we'll be addressing today. So let's start with the statistics. So in statistics in USA or United States of America is like Gallup poll, which says 47% of the adults, of the people are satisfied. They say we are satisfied with our lives. Okay. 31% somewhat say somewhat satisfied. Now, when you come in this category of somewhat satisfied, then I think you should start working with your, I would say, happiness quotient, right? When you're saying you're not happy, so you should start paying attention why you're not happy, right? 11% says they're completely dissatisfied. So whatever is happening in their life, so 11% people are completely denying it. The 9% people say they are absolutely dissatisfied, which means they're going through some kind of mental situation. What are the factors which contributes to stressful life? So, primarily, the polls have taken out three factors, which are economic insecurity, of course. When we are doing well, we feel good about our situations, but when we are not, we feel get kind of little jittery about them. That's a human behavior. Number two is this social media these days. So, most of my clients, they're having issue with social media, and I'll be addressing that too, and overwork. So those were the statistics for the United States of America or USA. Now I'll talk about globally what is happening. So globally, when we did the statistics, why people feel that they are living in so much of stressful life, 41% adults worldwide have a lot of worries. So they have a very stressful life. 41%. 40% there's still another 40% dealing with stress with a lot of physical pain. That is interesting. So people do say that we are having stress, but we are also having a physical pain along with it. So they're going through some, not only the mental issues, but they're of course showing it up on their physical health as well. And 27% in the worldwide, now we are talking globally, people say that they feel sad. I was surprised when I was doing my research and I said, wow, so 27% of people globally, they're saying they feel sad about a situation. So that is the global statistics, what stresses look like. Now, we all know what stresses are, right? Stress is nothing, it's a natural response of you to a situation, to a challenge, and that threats you mentally or physically. I think you'll all agree on that one, right? So, stresses, what I do to our bodies, we get into the flight and fight mode, right? Whenever we anticipate or we see a stress, what happens? We get into, our body gets, into a fight or flight mode. Let's fight it out. Let's do it. Correct? And what it does to our mind, it gives us lot and lots of anxiety. So I'm just picking out the main ones, which is usually I've seen it with my own clients and I'm sharing it with you all, right? So, what are the type of stress? This is very simple. We all know there are some stress which are very short term, like up to 4 weeks. You can say the stress of a work or something, it comes and it goes. And then long term stress is if you're having a stress about a situation, about a person, about an object, about something in your life, which goes on and on and on and on after 6 weeks, and you are not able to handle it, then I think you should definitely seek the help of a coach. So, what I call stress is as an acronym. So, what I'm saying, stress is nothing but S stands for senseless. So, sometimes, actually, majority, if I can put it that way, majority, your stresses are senseless. I mean, once you start sitting with somebody and start discussing your stress more objectively, you will find that your stresses are nothing but a part of your overthinking into some situation. T is troubling. So, as we know, yes, stresses can be troubling, so they can really affect your mind and body, as I just told you. R is for rejecting something. So, sometimes when we are under a lot of stress, what do? We reject something which might show us some direction into it or some objectivity into the situation. So we become very quick to reject it because now the stress is affecting our physical body and our mental body. So it is not giving us chance to even think further of that, right? So we start rejecting even if it's a good direction into a situation, right? So we right away reject that. E, you become emotional. So most of my clients, if I can share it with you all, when they start these sessions with me, you would not believe this. They're very emotional. So if I ask them about a situation which is hurting them personally, what they do is they start shedding their tears on the mentioning of that particular situation or challenge or a person. So you become very emotional, right? So that's what really stress do to you. S is seriousness. So you don't understand the seriousness, so you are holding on to a stress, why you're holding on to this particular stress and why you're not able to get out of it or overcome it. The last one is a lot of people forget to start over again. So they're stuck with this stress, right? So most of my clients, they feel that they're stuck with the stress for forever and forever and forever, right? So today, like I said, in this session, I'll not be giving you all the goody stuff like if you want to be happy, jump around, dance, and all the things we see it on social media all the time. I'm just going to go differently this time. And I will make sure that you understand because I do apply this with my clients and they have seen a lot of successes. And what that is, one remedy which you can do when you are going through under a very stressful situation is what I call it as let it go. So you might say, wow, yeah, it sounds easy, but I'll show you the scientific also part of it because when we say let it go, it is just not simple, okay, I'm not going to do it this. It is way more beyond that. When you are letting go of the attachments of a person or of a situation, literally, whatever the outcome is going to be. So you're lessening your attachment to that. Absolutely. And I know it's very difficult to do, but if you want to become more happier, more stress free, this is what we need to learn first and foremost. Okay. So what are those attachments? So you might have seen it whenever you are going through a stressful situation. What are the triggering points you have it, like the attachments particularly? So they are number one, desires, responses from the people. You wait, oh, why did he do that? Why did she do it? Why didn't she say to me? Why didn't she put a like on my post on social media? So on and so forth. These are some situations where you are attaching yourself to the outcome of what other person is going to respond. Okay, your expectations, your not accepting of how the situation is. So tell me one thing, all of you, if somebody does not put a like or a comment on your social media, does that change you at the core level who you are? Should it? The answer is no, but it happens when you're not able to control your stresses. And like I just said, you become more emotional about it. Like, let me share one of my clients' story. So when she started working with me, so as everybody, she was on social media all the time. Okay. So when she came to me, she was under a lot of stress. And can I tell you about what? And she was going through a lot of emotional turmoil because of some people were not responding to her on the social media which she wanted. And because of that, she had developed a lot of anxieties. And before going to a medical doctor, she came to me just to see if I can fix her problem, which I did it with 100% success rate because she had a lot of issues going on within her. And that's what give arises to a stress in your life. Okay. So I always say that when you're working with a stressful situation and you want to become happier, so now you want to say, I want to be happy, I want to be happy. So happiness is a skill and happiness is a choice. I'll keep saying that during this live session. So, what are the things when you're going through a stressful situation you need to understand? So, number one, certain situation in your life, if with a person, if with the work, if anything is going on, you can make it worse. What you should not do is don't take things personally. Now, you really want to be happy, so don't take it personally. So, like our grandmas or grandpas, or if they used to say, you hear it from one ear, if it's not important, let it go out from another ear. So, literally, don't take things personally, And when somebody misinterprets another person's actions, thoughts, believe it's directed at them, you need to get away. So, again, you want to be happy when somebody's intentionally putting you in a situation and where they're misinterpreting about you. So you need to take a break. You need to distance a little bit because you should understand that person's perspective would not change for you easily because they have already formed an opinion about you. So that should not trouble you. Okay. Other people's insecurities should not put stress on you. So start seeing it from a different perspective if you want to be happier or stress free. So if somebody's acting or behaving in certain manner, it is going to show So if you are well aware of yourself, how to control your stress, you would know it's like it's about their insecurities, which they're showing again and again. So you can politely decline over there or get away from it. Okay. Expecting people to like or dislike you. One of the major ones of stresses these days regarding social media, people should like you, people should not like you. I mean, we have to get out of this vicious cycle, right? So people like you welcome it. People don't like you welcome it. Because when you start seeing, like as a coach right now and as an emotional intelligence coach, I would say what you're doing to me is could be your perspective as well towards me. So I should not put my judgment onto that. I hope that makes sense. So you're letting go of these things if you really want to live a stress free and happier life. So, what happens if you're not able to control these things for yourself, right? And if somebody's keep on doing and pushing your boundaries, you start to feel inadequate, and that builds on stress big time, right? Getting defensive about everything and obsessing over conversations. So, what I've seen throughout my clients and thousands of them, most of them have faced this situation. They again say they want to live happier, they want to achieve everything in their life, they want to know what is the mantra for being happier in life. There's no mantra. So, like I said, happiness is your choice. You can choose to be happy by overlooking all these things and not getting into the anxiety mode and really, which is going to literally going to mess up with your mind and mess up with your body. Okay. So happiness is a choice. So all of you who are watching today, please write happiness is a choice and you have to make that choice today. That all these things you're going to let it go so that you can move forward to becoming more happier version of yourself. So what you could do, as I say, stop. So stop for a response would be for happier you. S stands for the supply. So as we know, STOP. So S stands for the supply. So when you know that you're getting a constant supply from family, friends, co-worker, personally, professionally from somebody, you need to stop that supply because that is messing up with your mind and body and it is going to give you stress now. Okay. So you need to cut off that supply or distance from it if you cannot cut it off completely. T, do not overthink. I think 95% people are overthinkers sometime of their life. So they just start overthinking, oh, why this is happening? What is going to happen? So on and so forth. So stop overthinking completely. O stands for overjudging. Now, if you become an overthinker at that stage of your life, then what will you do? You'll start to judge everything. Oh, why did he do that? Or why my boss did say? Why my person said that? This. So you become a judging people unnecessarily. And that is also taking too much of your energy, your thinking energy, and you're not thinking objectively about the situations. P, stop people pleasing. You want to be happy? Stop people pleasing. You don't need to. All right. Once you start setting boundaries, so you need to stop all these things. You'll be a happier version of yourself and stress free. Correct? These are the practices you need to do every day. Start saying no. So the stop method has worked for my clients so wonderfully. That's why I'm sharing it with you all. Do stop. So whenever you are getting into a stressful situation, remember stop. All right. So what four things you would do when you're under stressful situation, and what will you do? Supply. If the supply you cannot cut it off, keep a distance, not to overthink about a situation, let it go for the timing, not over judging, and last one, stop the pleasing. Even if you have to please, you think twice that how can I apply this stop method if I want to become more happier and more stress free version of myself. All right. The other one which I'm going to tell you, which is more of a, like a lot of people say, the forgiveness to yourself and others. So I think after once you are done all those steps, stop and which I just discussed with you, then you should move on to forgiveness. A lot of people say, oh, somebody's troubling me. Oh, I'm thinking about somebody. I forgive them and I forgive myself. and then the situation gets repeated again. So please understand this. You have to do a lot to feel happy and stress free. It's just not one of the situations. You have to pick more than one, because if you want to become in the future happier version of self, and that only can happen if you become more stress free. Okay. So what is the breakdown of steps? Basically, if I just have to give you, is the accept your emotions. So sometimes if you're in discomfort about a situation, a person, work, uh, object, anything of those sorts, you have to accept that this is what is happening, because you are under stress. You are just the first stage of stress. You are realizing that something is not aligned with me and what I am. Correct. Number two is what is the source of attachment to it. Now, again, the outcomes. I want to just dissociate with the outcomes. If this person, if I do people pleasing, they'll be happier with me. The outcomes, the attachments, the desire, the expectations of others, you need to let it go if you want to be happier, right? They can be happy with you or they cannot be happy with you. So everybody has their days, okay? So you have to just dissociate yourself in a way where you understand that the outcomes which you are looking for should not be the part where you completely are engulfed in thinking, if this doesn't happen then it's not for me. Okay, so that's the part I'm trying to build upon. If you want to become a very happier person, and if you want to really really become very stress free in your life, then once you are done all those things, I would definitely say that don't resent a moment, because you have to move on. A lot of people are stick to a moment again and again, because sometimes some people go through stressful situations and that keeps repeating. That's the reason, because you are in your mind are resentful about the situation, so it's not letting you go right off the hook, and it keeps repeating in your mind. And then you become a little bit compassionate, then you start to think, okay, it's just an external situation in your life, and how is it going to be affecting me? So when you become compassionate, I'm asking you to become compassionate. Let's say somebody's arguing with you, and it is a heated argument, right? It's a big conflict happening. So all those steps, what you have done, you have analyzed. Now you can become a little more compassionate. Once you start thinking that where is it coming from, and I'm not attached if this person likes me or this person doesn't like me, I can tell you, you will have freedom of happiness. You will really really have a freedom of happiness. Why is that so important? Because you would understand that, okay, these are the things which are probably right now circumstantial. So please do this. And the last is, which I want you to do, is the forgiveness. I keep saying forgiveness should come later. So you should not jump on the wagon, because then you become more of a people please. Oh, I forgive you. Oh, you said something. Oh, you did something, you crossed your boundaries, but I forgive you. Don't be the bigger person all the time, because that puts you in a lot of stress as it continues in your life. And eventually, that will give you a lot of anxieties, and you will not be able to align with your own values well. So, forgiveness should be the last one you should be thinking if you really want to become stress free and happier version of yourself. Okay, so please understand this. So, don't forgive people so easily. Look at all these steps. Where is it coming from? Are you really still attached to the outcomes or not? So and so forth, what I just discussed. So these are very important things. Okay. And then comes forgiveness if you want to be really, really happy. So, like I said, happy. You really want to be happy. So, what are the 5 steps you should be literally doing? Okay. So, it stands for always remember that happiness is a choice. Are you ready to be happy right now? So have a big smile on your face and say, write down in the comment, happiness is a choice. And I want to be happy. So you are claiming to be happy, right? Whenever you try to claim an emotion, you have to work towards it. Okay. And you have to let go so many things to get to that emotion. I hope I was able to make you understand not the usual stuff, because you really have to work hard if you really want to be happy and more joyful in your life. Then A stands for acknowledging what you're feeling. So a lot of people are so disconnected with their emotions. They don't know Are they truly feeling happy or sad? Or uh, once they start relating to their emotions more deeply, then they understand what true emotions, are coming. So start acknowledging emotions. If you're sad about situation, say you're sad. If you are feeling shameful about a situation, say that I'm shameful. If you're feeling guilt, say I'm feeling guilty or something of that. So you have to exactly do what feelings you are aligned with. Okay, so there should not be a different outcome to that feeling. Okay, so peace, putting your heart first. Now, once you made a decision of being happy and it's a choice for you now, so put your heart first. If your heart denies something, think about it twice. Okay, then another piece, putting your brain second, because like I said, if you put your brain first, what would it say? Oh, become a people pleaser or things of that sort. Oh, she's my boss or he's my boss. No, you cannot always do that, right? So when your heart says, okay, stop doing it, believe it. It is giving you a signal to stop because you want to become happy. So today's session is all about being happy, everybody, right? So you need to start understanding what happiness is, the science behind it, the true emotions behind it, and what you can or should not do if you want to become more happier in your life and more stress free. So these are the things you should definitely start doing it on the daily basis so that you can achieve your happiness in the future. The last one is say yes. So that's why, right? Yes to nothing, right? Sometimes when we are become very people pleaser, we start to live in a very stressful life. So you need to say yes to nothingness. What I mean is that sometimes yes to no is also good. You need to start practicing saying no more often. So you're setting your boundaries correctly with the people, with the situation, with the challenges. Okay, so yes to no, I know no is very very difficult thing, because when we are in a group setting of people and all have a different behaviors, I can guarantee you five people of them would love to get your attention, and because of their nature of bossiness and influencing you, they would want you to say or do what they want you to do. Correct? You might have seen these people in a group setting, right? There must be two or three which are overly confident people, and they don't want to understand your part of this situation, but they want you to be a people pleasing part, right? So remember that no is the best way. Even if you feel, I would say, a few seconds so bad about it. What did I do? Why I did do this, or why did I say no to this guy? All of those emotions when they are on your mind, conflicting and fighting themselves, after a minute or so, you will feel so confident. I keep saying it that, and that will make you really happy because you stood for something. Like I said, first piece, you were listening to your heart. Second piece, you're listening to your mind. All right. So now you said you want to be happy. This is what you have to follow literally in your life to move forward and become more joyful and happy. Happy for yourself first. You have to become happy. Then you see the people how you can make themselves happy. So it's not the other way around. Don't make people happy first and then you become happy. So it's the reverse situation. You become happy first. This is what I choose to do. This is what who I am. And then you make the people around you happy. Okay, so please understand this difference very well. Okay, so many people are living making other people happy than themselves. So 5Ds, what you are not supposed to do at all, right? So I'm just making you understand simple things, right? These are called as 5Ds. So number one is don't hate anyone. Hate is a very strong word. I think we should not be using it at all. Okay, dislike, I would say. So don't dislike anyone. Don't use hate at all. So say dislike. Okay, number two, don't compare yourself to others. Even if you're feeling low, so just feel this is my temporary phase. All right. The next one is number three is don't worry about past and the future. So most of our stresses come from either we are thinking about the future, what will happen, or from the past. Start living in the present moment. Okay. Number four is don't expect to get what you give. So sometimes we overgive things, overgivers, and then we're expecting, why this person is not returning that favor, why this person is not doing that. Forget about it. If you want to do it from a happy place, do it from a confident place, and just do it, and don't expect anything from the back. If that person will give you. If it doesn't, that's okay. But set your boundaries right with that person. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. Okay. The last one is don't judge. A lot many times when we get emotional with stresses, we start to judging people. Oh, he's like that. Oh my god, are they making that much of money? Oh, is she making that much of money? Oh, they have bought a new house. Oh, this, that, there are like things of that sort. That will put on more stress on you than the other person. Believe me when I say that. So don't stop doing that. Judging is the worst kind of situation you can be in. When you are trying to become more happier in your life, and when you're trying to become the best version who's stress free and who's living at the moment to the moment in your life, right? So you have just one life. So what is happiness is a choice. So I just want you to all write in the comment box, happiness is a choice, or being happy is a choice, right? I make this choice to be happy, or I make I choose to be happy today. So something of that sort. So you make sure that your mind and your body is listening to it, that it's a skill that you have built upon, right? So one of the very famous quotes which really inspired me, that how happiness is how, not of what is happening, why, on all those things. It's a talent and it's not an object. So remember, happiness is a talent, it's a skill you can build upon. All right. So I hope that was helpful to you all today. And now you can start living a stress-free life, and you have to do certain things to become more happier, because it's a skill, it's a talent you build upon. So you have to stop saying to the things which I told you, and no to the things which I just mentioned to you all, and you will live definitely a happier life and more stress-free. So any questions for me today? Yeah, I think one of the foremost you could do is just, happiness is a choice. A lot of people forget that. You can choose to be happy in a situation rather than feeling sad or bad about a situation. Yeah, you can do that. You have to trick your mind, you have to train your mind, you have to reprogram your mind. Absolutely. Make it a choice. I know it's not easy, but you can definitely try it hard. And if you think you cannot do it by yourself, so seek a professional help, a coach like me. I can help you out with it. How you can literally reprogram your mind and look forward to a more happier version of yourself in the future, who's going to be stress free. So, with that, thank you so much. I shall be back again another a week with another good topic. And I hope these tips are helping you out all, and looking forward to seeing you all. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Write something in the comments that will definitely encourage me to make such content for you all, and to bring in whatever you, if you have any questions or if you have any queries, or I would definitely look into it, and I'll try my best to solve it here, or you can always contact me personally. All right. um, you all have a wonderful day.